BMW 5 Series is one of Ireland's favourite luxury cars, and it has been for a very long time. It is very popular on the new and used car market, and it is of course famous for its dynamic rear-wheel drive handling. This is the new 8th generation 5 Series. It's just gone on sale in Ireland, and what we have here is the very first electric 5 Series. It's the BMW i5. But is it still a good driver's car, as well as having good range and a luxurious interior? Well, that's what I want to find out in this video. I'm Caroline, and this is the Carzone YouTube channel. If you're looking for a new or used BMW 5 Series, head over to Carzone.ie, Ireland's trusted motoring marketplace, and you'll find loads of great examples over there from trusted sellers. Please give this video a like and please subscribe if you haven't already done so. There's no more diesel for the 5 Series in Ireland. Now that's not entirely surprising, but it is a big move considering how famous and sought after the 520d is, for example. Audi will still sell you a diesel A6 and Mercedes will still sell you a diesel E-Class as well. But this 5 Series is now going to be petrol, plug-in hybrid or full electric. Now the 520i goes on sale from about €70,000. The i5 eDrive 40 goes on sale from about €90,000, and the top of the range i5 M60 xDrive goes on sale from about €120,000. So this 5 Series has certainly moved up a gear on pricing as well. Now when it comes to range, this i5 eDrive 40 will get you between about 477 and 582 kilometres. Now that's measured by WLTP. We're going to put that to the test later in some real world driving in some very cold temperatures. The new 5 Series has a bigger presence than before. It's longer, it's wider and it's taller. When it comes to the grille, it's actually quite conservative compared to some other recent BMWs. And of course, the grille is always a talking point for new BMWs, but this is quite conservative. They haven't gone extra large, and I do think it's all the better for that. Now, the standard entry model is an M Sport. That's how all models are spec'd in Ireland from entry. That's good news, I think, for consumers. You get a really smart looking car with some extra sporty trim elements. Alloy wheel sizes vary from 19 up to 21 inch. There's some nice new details on this 5 Series, like the flush door handles for the very first time on the 5 Series. They also improve the aerodynamics of the car. We have this contrasting black side skirt, that's brand new. And here in the Hofmeister kink in the C-pillar, there's an embossed 5. And this colour is Brooklyn Grey Metallic. There's DC fast charging up to 205 kilowatt. So that'll get you from a 10 to 80% battery charge in about 30 minutes, which is pretty standard. There's an 11 kilowatt onboard AC charger, and you can upgrade to a 22 kilowatt, and that's actually standard on the M60 xDrive. When it comes to boot space, there's 520 litres in the fuel versions and there's 490 litres in the electric version. So that's still a very good size, I have to say. And for a saloon style boot, it's actually probably as practical as it could be. So you've got a nice wide opening. This is low as well, so it's easy to get things in and out. There's also buttons to let down the rear seats. There will also be a touring model coming as well, and that will be available in both the electric and the fuel powered versions. The i5 has a lovely premium cabin. There's real strong i7 7 Series vibes in here. You've got the BMW curved display for the very first time, so the full digital driver display, and also this large touchscreen as well for the infotainment. It's perfectly positioned and it's perfectly sized as well. It also gets the BMW interaction bar for the very first time. So it's that big thick strip of ambient lighting, and it changes colour depending on what drive mode you're in as well. The fit and finish of the cabin is absolutely excellent. You get this Veganza synthetic leather upholstery as standard. You've got heated front seats, there's power lumbar adjustment, and the seats are also electrically adjustable as well. The screen uses the latest BMW operating system 8.5, and you can control it via voice control, which works very well. There's gesture control, and there's also this classic eDrive controller here on the center console as well. There's loads of functionality in that. There's even in-car gaming, which can while away some time while you're waiting for your i5 to charge. It's very simple to use. The ventilation controls are in the screen, but there's a shortcut button that's always present there, so it's easy to pull up that menu quickly and adjust your settings. There's also battery preconditioning as well, and it's linked to the navigation system. So you can put in your destination, it will suggest charging stops, and if you select one of those charging stops, it will actually precondition the battery automatically so that when you get there, it will charge at the optimum rate. The wheelbase is a little bit longer than before compared to the previous version of the 5 Series, so it does feel a little bit more spacious and comfortable back here. There is a large transmission tunnel, but that's something that you find in a lot of premium rear-wheel drive saloon cars. It just means that it's probably more comfortable back here for 2 rather than 3, but you will fit somebody here in the middle seat from time to time. There are lots of features like USB-C ports in the back of the seats and also down here in the center console. There's also air vents as well. There's also a rear armrest with 2 cup holders, and these rear seats will split fold 40-20-40. eDrive 40 has 340 horsepower and there's 430 newton meters of torque, and that's all sent to the back wheels, so it's that classic BMW rear wheel drive layout. 0 to 100 is about 6 seconds, so it does offer nifty performance, I have to say. Now you can get an even more high performance M60 xDrive. Now that has over 601 horsepower, it's got 800 newton meters of torque, and 0 to 100 is 3.8 seconds. It also gets some M Sport performance upgrades and rear wheel steering, but I think this one is powerful enough for most people. You also have a lovely boost paddle here on the steering wheel, and that gives you 10 seconds of maximum power, maximum torque, and you've got that lovely soundtrack from Hans Zimmer as well. So it adds a little bit of excitement and drama to the drive. When it comes to handling, it is really excellent for one of these big electric SUVs. It's got that classic BMW meaty tactile steering that adds to your driving pleasure. Now, it is a heavy vehicle, and I think you are aware of the weight of it in fast cornering, just the weight transfer. It's a bit different to having a front engined BMW, but it's still really very good, I have to say. It is very involving. It's certainly a more engaging car to drive than the Mercedes-Benz EQE Saloon, for example, which is probably the closest rival at the moment to this i5. It sits on an M Sport lowered stiffer suspension, so it's really in town where you do feel a little bit firmer over bumps and ruts in the road surface or out on country roads, but on the motorway it is brilliant. It's perfectly comfortable for cruising. Refinement is very good as well. It's not too noisy here in the cabin. You can get adaptive dampers as an option as well, but I think the standard setup is pretty good. When it comes to battery and range, well, it's got an 81.2 kilowatt hour battery, that's usable capacity, and we have a particularly cold spell in Ireland at the moment. The temperature is -1, and I've been averaging between about 19 and 23 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometres. Now that will put me on track for a range somewhere between 370 kilometres and 430 kilometers. So that kind of shows you the impact that cold weather can have on your battery range. It's just something to be aware of, but even petrol and diesel engines wouldn't be as efficient in cold weather anyway. So it's just something to note. You're not going to get the figures that they advertise. I suppose they're taken under official testing. So real world driving is always going to be a little bit different, a little bit less. You've got regenerative braking. It's a B mode that you select here from the gear selector, and you can adjust the strength of that through the eDrive system. So there's a heat pump as standard, which helps the overall efficiency. And it's a really nice premium electric saloon to drive. It ticks all the boxes for comfort, refinement, and you can have a little bit of fun behind the wheel as well.
The 5 Series is an icon of the BMW range, and there is a lot of expectation of it because of that. I do think the diesel will be missed because diesel is just so synonymous with the 5 Series for so long, but the i5 is the future and it's very good. It's fun to drive, it's comfortable, it's refined, it's got a really well built, well designed interior. Now it has moved up a gear on price, but I think it's a car you'd spend many happy hours behind the wheel, and that's really what it's all about for a big executive car like the 5 Series. You can find more cars for sale on Carzone.ie, Ireland's trusted motoring marketplace. If you like this video, please give it a like, and please click subscribe if you haven't already done so to keep up to date with all our latest videos. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.